Food, music, and heritage. The Santa Lucia Italian Festival really celebrates tradition,
and that's been the case since 1925. At KMTV, we're proud to be a part of it, which this year includes returning favorites and a few new things, too.
Yes, from the Santa Lucia Italian Festival, Lou Buddha, also with us, the reigning queen, Vivian Canelia. Good to see both of you this morning.
It's nice to have you back. Good to see you again.
Full disclosure here, I'm a part of this festival, right?
A big
I'm
part.
a little part of this festival. But Vivian, talk about last year, the big 90th. You were named queen at that festival, and it was kind of a record-breaking year.
It was crazy. It was super exciting. We brought back the arch, and we had just the annual festival and some great new bands. So it just really brought out everyone, and everyone got to enjoy the food. It was great.
I think about your last name and the history of this festival. What does it mean to your family, and what do you think the Santa Lucia Italian Festival means to Omaha?
Well, I think it's just a big part of Omaha, and to me and my family, it's so amazing. I mean, my great cousin, Fina Vendetti, was the first queen, and so it's just an honor to carry on the tradition. And then this past year, working with all the service has been great.
Here's some video. I was on stage, announced you as the queen at the festival last year on stage.
And I don't know if you know this, Mary, but Vivian, is it your great-great-grandma, great-great-great-grandma? One of the founders of the festival.
Yeah.
She is, Grazia Canelia.
Yeah.
So
In 1925. Lou, you have an interesting story as well. Would you tell our viewers about how you came into this world and when?
Well, I have a lot of interesting stories, but I only have a few minutes. Yeah, years and years ago, where I was born during the Santa Lucia Carnival. And back in them days, they used to have a PA system and a stage, you know, and they used to announce things and have them play music and what have you. Well, I have a twin sister, and we were born during the Santa Lucia Carnival. And my name was supposed to be Santo. And the Italian tradition is to name your child after the grandfather, you know. So I'm supposed to be Santo, but we're born during the Santa Lucia. And they have this PA system going on down there. And somehow or another they found out Angelo Buddha had twins, and they're announcing it on the PA system. Angelo Buddha had twins. You know, like my mother had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And so they decided, well, you know, because of all this, we're going to have to try to think of appropriate names. So they named my sister after St. Lucille, the Santa Lucia. Well, Santo doesn't go good with Lucille, so they said, we're going to have to put him Louis instead.
You're the Louis.
Yeah.
That's great.
But just to add to this story a little bit, do I have time?
You got time, Lou.
Yeah.
You got it. We'll make time for you.
Okay. To add to this story, a couple of years ago, there was this lady, and her name was Alba, Mrs. Alba, and I think she's still alive. And we were on the trolley going down there to the where the carnival is, Riverfront, and they stopped the thing right on 10th and Pierce. Back in the old days, they used to have to stop it on 10th and Pierce so they can play the Santa Lucia song in order for Mr. Cetera to climb down and get up on the roof so he can blow off the fireworks and all
Mr.
that.
Cetera, he had to climb down, and yeah, it took him a while, right?
Yeah, and then
Sounds
we had to go back to
complicated.
another location and climb. So they
Shoot off
played this
fireworks.
song. Yeah, but anyway, while we were sitting there, Mrs. Alba and I were talking a little bit and reminiscing, and I says, see that little building right over there on 10th and Pierce? That used to be my father's grocery store. And she said, no, that wasn't your father's grocery store. That store belonged to Angelo Buddha. And I said, well, that was my dad. Now, this was like 2 or 3 years ago, 70 years before we were born. And she said, you must be one of the twins.
This
And I
story.
said, that's right.
I
continues to
love
grow.
that.
And I said, that's right. She said, I can remember when I was a little girl, they kept announcing Angelo Buddha had twins. So that's my story.
Great.
That's great. The
Yeah.
food, Vivian, and the entertainment this year. Would you talk about the entertainment?
Well, the entertainment's pretty exciting. Friday night, we have Gucci and the Guys, which is Las Vegas kind of big band, which is very exciting. And then Saturday night is is Lights Out, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons Tribute Band.
And they're backed by popular demand because
They
they
are.
came from the East Coast last year, and they're back because
They
so many
packed the
people
house.
liked it. Yeah,
It
they
was
packed the
great.
house. It was
And
a
then
good
a
time.
special day on Sunday with the Mass. I know a lot of our viewers are going to want to be there for that.
It's going to be awesome. It's right over at St. Francis Cabrini Church, and it's just so fun to watch them march the statue out afterwards, and the band's playing, and just so many people are there. It's just
That's
it's
the
a great
history
time.
of it all.
Yeah, there's a bocce ball tournament that they're going to be doing down there, of which her cousin puts on. And I think you can still get in this bocce ball tournament. There's still going to be time. SantaLuciaFestival.com is where you go for all that information. But really a big weekend lined up coming up. Isn't that right, Vivian?
It is. I'm so excited.
We've got cannoli eating that returns a few categories for that if you want to take part. And we'll be talking about our version coming up later in the show. We've got in the celebrity division, Mike, Jennifer
Oh, there's the
Griswold,
celebrities competing
Steve
Friday
King,
night. Yeah, Steve
and
King.
Chi, and you're going to see Chi toward the end of our hour here. Those are some of the celebrities who are going to throw down on the landing this weekend. But it all starts on Thursday and then runs through Sunday at the Lewis and Clark Landing online at SantaLuciaFestival.com. And our thanks to both of you for being here today.
You're welcome. I do want to mention one thing, the Santa Lucia Band. It's been the same for years, and you've got to listen to it. Their music is just tremendous.
Under
Mike's
the direction
dad.
of Dominic DiGiacomo.
Dominic DiGiacomo.
Lee,
Thank you,
thanks a lot for
Lou.
coming.
Yeah.
Good to see
Vivian,
you,
we'll see you at
Vivian.
the end of the show for the cannoli eating challenge.
It's